Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Ready to go.
Aliens and Earthlings. I'm Kutzky, the Space Pimp.
And I'm Tallboy Tony. Welcome back to a special rendition of Smuggler's Cove.
Mm-hmm.
So first things first.
First things first.
We're going to light up celebratory cigars.
Celebratory cigar.
A celebratory cigar. So I think we want to give our dear listeners the full picture.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to start us off on regaling them with the tale of how our celebratory cigar came to be.
Piece of shit. That thing is not lighting up for me. Thank you. Well, it all started but 2 weeks ago. We had been up all night recording Smuggler's Cove, as we do.
As we do. This is our want.
Mm-hmm. Our need. Our right. As flesh-breathing men was what I was going to say. That makes no sense.
Flesh-breathing is just...
Mm-hmm. That's just the other side.
Swimming in an ocean of meat.
As these flesh-breathing men, we got a invitation to a breakfast.
A breakfast.
Yeah, we get an invitation the day before. Typically, we film these Monday night. We'll meet up sometime around late afternoon, and we'll, have supper or something, do something, and then eventually we get to recording these. Probably in and around midnight, we start our first one. That'll go, typically a couple hours. We'll have a wee break, maybe go for a walk, have a snack, play a game, boil some miso, I don't know, boil some grilled eggplant. There's a lot of boiling involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a stranger to our podcast breaks, our episode breaks, I suppose.
Podcasting breaks, because we are taking a break from the podcast.
Yeah.
If you're tuned into our Instagram at SmuggleHunks, you'll have seen a story of Caleb and I working on a jigsaw puzzle during one of our breaks.
That's true. Yeah.
I should have made that a photo. Anyway, we'll work on that.
You're not there. Was there.
Was there.
Not here.
Not for long.
Yeah.
As is the nature of Instagram stories.
Puzzle's still here, though.
That's true.
Not finished yet.
It is a work of work.
Mm-hmm. That thing's a cocksucker.
That is... You better frame it once it's done. It better get the frame. It cannot go back in that box.
I'm saving... I kind of want it.
You know what? That is a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking... Yeah, Juliana was telling me something about having two photos that are the same, being opposed to each other, creates a portal of some sorts. So since it came with that poster, I was in HomeSense Christmas shopping with my wife, and HomeSense for me is not a place to get a lot of stuff. Not really catering to my tastes, or demographic. So I'll go because there's lots of good tech spots. That's something I do enjoy there. You can check my page Space Pimpin' for some edits from HomeSense, or White Girl Heaven, as I have been known to refer to it as. Anyways, I was in there tech-teching away, waiting for my wife to figure out what she wanted, and we were doing some Christmas shopping for her nephews and whatnot. Anyways, we're looking around the game section, and I see this image, and it's just this planet. And this planet has looks like it's kind of descended from the clouds, and it's kind of come to Earth, but Earth is, almost, maybe not Earth. There's got pinkish hues to the sand, and there's green and odd spaces, but it's still got clouds and sky like you would see on Earth.
It's got a lot of variations of pink and purple, if, that's surprising to anyone watching this.
The whole bottom half is just desert scapes. And,
Yeah.
Matches my color scheme, but hence why it's so hard as a puzzle.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking pink. But I looked at my wife. I was like, "Wife, I think you could get this for your husband for Christmas." And she was like, "You want something from HomeSense?" And I thought, honestly, it was just one of the coolest pieces of art I've seen in a long time. You know, it coolest in the sense that it just spoke to me as me. Like, it looked like something I would draw or want to draw, or I just felt it represented my soul. So, anyways, we've been shipping away. It's been a motherfucker. So that's that. But it ties in, I guess, to the 2 week ago story of.
It was last week.
Was it last week?
We just got caught up on between the podcast recordings.
Fair. Well, there it is. But
sometimes we do things.
Yeah, these do kind of blur into each other, yet they don't. It fucking sounds like an oxymoron, but there it is. Anyways, we finished one podcast. I had mentioned to Tony that we had a breakfast invitation to go with my parents and their friend. And we said, yeah, sure, maybe if we're up. We'll see. Well, we were up. We filmed the first podcast, finished probably around 2 or 3. Went and had our break and our snack. And was that the boiled grilled eggplant?
It must have been.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, because the night with the puzzle was something.
Turnip cakes. It was disgusting turnip cakes.
Right, the shrimp things.
Fucking turnip cakes.
Yeah.
They look like hash browns. They're made with turnips and potatoes, and they have salted shrimp. I thought, oh yeah, that sounds good. I got them at one of the Asian markets here. I was cooking them up in the air fryer. They stunk god awful. Just horrid.
I ate them all.
Yeah. They did not taste as bad as they smelt initially. Like, at least when they were cooking, they smelled bad to me.
They weren't appetizing, but they were enough of what I was able to tolerate that I was like, I will eat these. These are enough like a hash brown. I just have to get past the shrimp taste.
Yeah. The inside was too sticky mushy for me. It wasn't as potato-y consistency, but I suppose that's turnip for you. Turnip just ain't potato.
Turnip, not potato. You heard it here first on Smuggler's Cove.
So we had our turnip cakes. We got to another podcast. By the time we were finished that thing, I think it was fucking 7 a.m. at least.
No, we had to. I think we were finished around because your parents were at Jean's at like 10. Yeah. I think we finished at like 9. We were actually pretty close. We didn't have a whole lot of leeway. I don't think.
Yeah, because I was saying 7 at least, but yeah, it did feel like it was more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we finished around 9. And then we went to breakfast.
So it would have been episode 10 or 11. No,
it was 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about how we'd switch clothes at breakfast.
Yes, yeah. Our anniversary episode.
Anyone had noticed, we switched clothes for the 10th episode. If you weren't just too enamored with the amazing intro.
Yeah, and the awesome headgear and the
lights,
the epic disco party going on. That's kind of. I didn't really remember that this was all forecasted by episode 10. So we had our 10th anniversary episode. Then we went to breakfast with my parents.
Celebration, 10th anniversary. I mean, 10 years.
It was an anniversary in my heart.
Fair enough.
But you were right.
Yeah, it felt like our 10th year anniversary or 10th anniversary.
Near and dear.
Yeah.
So on the high of that celebration, we had a breakfast with my parents and their friend, and that was lovely. And I had pancakes and bacon. You had a fucking.
I had that
burger of some sort.
The East Coast burger. It had jalapenos and cream cheese on it, which was actually really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, so after we finished up breakfast, thank you again to my parents. They picked up our tab. That's kind of them. Yeah.
Really kind.
Yeah, shout out Jim.
Your father's such a good man.
So we left and we had an errand or two to run. I needed to get guitar picks. That's one of the things that was on the list. Did we stop somewhere else before?
Burger King for the shakes.
No, we'd stopped there after Long McQuade because we drank those on the way back here. Yeah, because we wanted to go to Arby's for a shake after we left Jean's.
Yeah, but then we went to
Yeah.
Then we went... Did we stop it? Yeah, we went to Value Village because we were like, why is it so busy
Yes, yeah.
on a Tuesday morning, and it was Senior's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And we went in, I think I bought this shirt and then the brown one there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the big brown one.
Did I get anything? I don't think I got anything.
I don't think you got anything that day. I think it was just me.
Yeah. Oh, that candle, that stupid fish candle.
A dope fish candle?
Well, I say stupid because it never burnt properly.
Oh, fair.
It wouldn't burn on the outside. It kept just burning a hole. It was like fucking Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we get our goods at Valley Village, and here in Moncton, Long McQuade is just down the road. That's a
right
music
there.
store.
Yeah.
So popped in there, got my guitar picks, and then we had been discussing various microphone options of what we could do. Tony was showing me another podcast and asking me about their setup, and we were kind of discussing what was the future of the sound equipment for the podcast. So we decided to hop into the other side of Long McQuade's and have a little look at the gear that they had. So we're in there looking around. You wandered off to try and find a fucking pan flute. I was...
As is my want!
This is my need! It's a flesh-breathing human!
I just wanted to know if they had them, but then I got sidetracked because I saw a very charming fellow who worked there, Mike
Maillet.
Mike Maillet. So if you're watching this, thank you very much, Mike, because you really set the ball rolling for these celebratory cigars.
We sure did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was looking at some audio interfaces, and Mike came over and asked me if I needed some help. I explained to him what I was looking at, and I was just kind of looking to see what was available. Really just there to do some research, nothing to be purchased. But
yeah,
I told him we were doing the podcast, and then he starts just explaining stuff, and he was
really knowledgeable. Yeah, and such a like really good job at just taking an interest in what we were doing.
Yeah,
very relatable and approachable.
He would have made an awesome salesperson had he been a salesperson.
Yeah.
But it turned out he was just a saint who saw a man looking at some gear and thought he'd offer a hand. And so about after 10, 15 minutes of Mike, filling my head with all this beautiful knowledge, he's like, we can continue this, but I got to get back to the learning center because this isn't even my job. Like, this is not my department. He kind of books people in, it seems, at the music center. So
I'm sure they do lessons in there too.
Oh yeah, that's what they do there.
That's what I would assume.
Yeah. So, anyways, we walked over to the music/learning center, whatever the hell it's called, and finished our talk. And so he's explained to us what we need for gear and what we do what, and what we didn't need, and just generally And it's nice when you're getting advice and it's not under the pressure of a sale. It was just like, look, and he'd had experience. He does some music stuff, and he did some live streaming.
He did live streaming and EDM work on Twitch, is what he told us.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked with somebody, I forget the guy, but...
I don't know. He referred to him as one of the 4 horsemen of EDM.
Yeah.
It was not Skrillex, and then...
It was not Deadmau5.
It wasn't Deadmau5 or Skrillex. It was someone else. Or the name escapes me.
Yeah. I'm not big EDM, so...
Nor am I, really.
Registered me, but...
I mean...
Basically, let's just say he's coming from a background of knowledge, not just, ideas and, things he heard about. These are things he actually used and tried and told us what worked and what didn't work. And so anyways, it was wonderful. And then he said, well, guys, there's actually a podcast sort of seminar on March 7th at 7 p.m. So okay, and we both wrote that down. Anyways, we left, and we were so stoked because he was just so helpful, and it was just felt like such a good momentum. We had the little the celebration episode, and we had the breakfast with my parents, and then this beautiful conversation with Mike. It was like
things just line up.
Yeah, so we got our Burger King milkshakes.
Yeah.
Tony wanted Arby's, which I assume has good milkshakes, but I said I don't know if you ever had Burger Kings, but they are some of the best strawberry ones.
That was really quite delicious.
Yeah, so we had those. They're tasty, good on the old throat after a couple of fucking runs of podcasts. They're yabbering away. So, anyways, we get back and then we realize that March 7th is a Tuesday night. So, in fact, it was this Tuesday night.
This Tuesday night.
This here that we're recording.
There you are.
So that worked out perfect because Tony's schedule is he's got Mondays and Tuesdays off, and hence why we film through the night on Mondays. And so it was like, well, this is just, we didn't even have to like rearrange anything. We can just go to this, no problem.
Yeah, it just works out.
Yeah.
Oh no, we have to hang out for longer.
Damn. So we filmed our podcast last night, and knew that we'd be going to this podcast seminar this evening. So we got to sleep around 1 today.
Like 1:36 is when I was all done my shower and sliding into bed, into that sweet, wonderful bed.
I was probably out by 1. I think I was the same as you. As soon as I hit the floor, I was just fucking done.
Yeah, I crawled into the sheets. I put my dinosaur blindfold on my face after setting Office to play. Laid that on my chest. And there was no listening to The Office. It was like, oh, okay, this episode. Done.
Out.
Just done.
So, we made it, got up around, 6:30.
Well, I only got out of bed at 6:30.
Yeah, I made us an alien smoothie. Tony thought it was disgusting.
It was absolutely disgusting.
I
it wouldn't be too bad if you added, like, coconut milk. But the water fucks me up, man.
Yeah?
It's like drinking, like, if you overflowed a vase. And, like, if you murdered a plant in a vase and, like, just drowned it after you try and, like, get rid of the body. Like, it's the water in it. It's like, like, it's like I'm drinking lawn clippings.
See, I had the water because, for one, I don't want the thickness of milk. I just want it.
Yeah, coconut milk would be amazing because it's got, like,
I don't want that. I'm just, like, I just want it to be, like...
gross.
This, like, elixir water.
Elixir is not the word I would use.
Well, I am 500 years old right now, and I look like I'm only 30.
I think they would actually feed your elixir, quote-unquote, to Guantanamo Bay prisoners.
Yeah.
So that they, A, suffered, and B, lived longer, so they could suffer more the next day.
Well, see, there's the merit. It makes you live long and be able to endure
more suffering.
Idiotic nonsense like this, or...
unwarranted.
It is unwarranted. I completely fathom that it's probably disgusting to just basically anybody but me. So.
Well, I mean, I was willing to try it, but then when I saw you adding new ingredients, and I was just like, it's not even the devil I know. And, like, my words to him, like, he was like, Tony, do you want a smoothie? And I was like, I'll take a little bit. And I get downstairs and he's pouring this goblet full of just drowned lawn clippings, and I'm like, yes, a little bit. This is my definition too. Well, you gotta drink it's man's food. No, it's not even human food. Well, I guess I am an alien. Ha ha ha. Like, that's the trick in this situation. Like, all right, great. Like, now it's a cultural experience, and I need to be mindful. This is a helpful tool. Like, just imagine that I get to the seminar and just like show up late, power puke.
Yeah.
Like, I was so worried.
Yeah. So, I had a wonderful experience. Tony had less so. And we hit the road and went to the podcast seminar.
Late.
Yeah.
I think we were only like 10 minutes
Too bad.
late. No.
Yeah, we pulled in there about 5 after 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Started at 7. We got up there 5 after 7. Not bad.
Got up in there. My wife was kind of mocking us the night before because we said we're going to this podcast seminar, and we thought it was a podcast seminar, just teach us how to, basically develop a podcast, publish a podcast, the maybe business side of a podcast.
I expected a lot more like, this is how you grow your viewership, and it was not that. And I feel stupid now that I've gone, because it makes sense that the place that sells all the tech and gear would be telling you about how to use the gear.
Yeah.
So I went in there being like, oh good, I'll know how to reach a new audience. And then it was like, now let's talk about kilohertz. Like,
I think they were referring to it as a recording seminar.
Yeah.
Not a podcast seminar.
Our friend Mike, while wonderful, kind of led us astray that it was, well, not really astray. It wasn't strictly a podcast seminar. It was a recording seminar, which, I mean, still served our purposes quite well.
We were there talking to them about recording equipment, so I guess kind of we can,
Oh, it's, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
We made it there.
Yeah. We certainly did. Mm-hmm. Absolutely we did.
So we get there, it's going on. Like I said, my wife was teasing us because we said, it's at the learning center, and she's like, are you sure this is not for like little kids learning how to stream video games? And this fucking wave of just like dread came over us for a minute. They're like, oh my fuck.
Oh no.
We might be the oldest people in this fucking podcast seminar. Just, they're like, and a bunch of 12-year-olds like, how do I upload to YouTube?
Like, we're really cool for 30-year-olds, but like, I do not want to be the two 30-year-olds in a room full of teenagers.
Yeah.
I kind of have a story that relates to this.
Yeah. Shoot.
So, I was never really good at French, and I wanted to my mom wanted me to get better at it, right? So she sent my friend Matt and I to this, I think it was actually Alliance Française, but like before when I went back there years later to spend a lot of money too. Anyway, Linda, you were a wonderful teacher. I really wish that you hadn't left and taught at the new school. I would still be going to those classes. They got a new teacher who was quite a nice woman. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But we were doing this thing, and I was like, all right, Matt, we got to go do this like French lesson stuff. And it was literally what we feared. Mm-hmm. So, like, what we feared about the podcast thing. So it was Matt and I at like 13, 14, maybe 15.
Yeah.
Another girl there who is this very beautiful young lady, goth chick.
Okay.
And I was like, why, hello! Mm-hmm. But by that I mean I was, it's not like I talked to this beautiful,
don't make eye contact.
Creature. Yeah. Like, only look at her when she's looking away so that you're not being creepy.
I've got the plan.
So it was three of us who had passed, not passed, but we're going through puberty, and then everyone else was like 8. And so then we did, like, for a week, we did French, and we're learning, like, little French rhymes and like colors and things, and it's like, this is not helpful. Like, I know I'm bad at French, but it's like, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Yeah, so I remember they had us do this little dance, and I can't remember, they were like getting us to name the parts of the body, and we had to turn around and put our hands on our buttocks and go, Je fais qu'est-ce qu'on est. And like, I remember still the lady explaining it, she's like, it means that the butt cheeks, they like being together. Like, good to know. Thank you. So that's what I was basically anticipating when she said, when Diane mentioned that. Like, I got flashbacks. I was like, it's just like French class. But luckily, we went in there.
Yeah, I have like a mirror image of this. I get sent to fucking babysitting school as a fucking 16-year-old boy. I was in there with nothing but fucking 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrid. I went with my sister, but it was like so I could... Anyways, I was in there as top of Superstore, and I show up, and just fuck me. This is terrible. I broke apart my pen, and I was blowing in it and making this like really sharp whistle. So every time the teacher would turn around to show notes or something like that, I just haul on this whistle. Turn around, who's doing it. Anyways, of course I'm not going to confess to this. Like, I'm just going to run this until I break him, or I get caught. Well, I got caught, and he's just like what do you not want to be here? And I was like, no. He's like, well, and I was like, can I go? And I just left. He's just like,
so why'd you go in the first place? Just
because my mom told me I had to go.
Okay,
yeah. And so Abby stayed, and I just walked home, called my mom. She's like, I gotta call. I'm like, I'm in there with a bunch of fucking 12-year-old girls. Like, I'm 16. I don't want to be in a babysitting school.
That's perfect. That voice was perfect. That was exactly how a rebellious teenager would sound, telling his mom he doesn't want to do babysitting school. But luckily our experience was a bit different. We walked in there and there was a few people around our age, but it seemed that, well, I would say about half the class was older people who had an interest in recording, and I think most of them were more interested in recording music.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. I think that the fellow who was closer to you, who looked like, well, I didn't know if this gentleman actually was there or not.
Yeah.
I think that he might have been a hallucination for the while because he was just so still and quiet. Caleb apparently saw him move. I didn't see him leave the room.
I didn't see him leave the room either, actually.
Well, I was a bit too preoccupied to notice people leaving the room.
Yeah.
Because when we got there late, we were told that there was going to be a draw. So put your name, your email, and your number down, right? There's going to be a draw. I figured, oh, well, I'm going to enter this. Nothing's going to happen because I never win anything.
Yeah. I thought it was just going to be a gift card, like $25 gift card, Long McQuade, kind of encouragement to get people to come out to these seminars. And because we didn't have to pay anything to go. It was free.
No, it was absolutely free.
Showed up and, filled out our ballots. And
what's your last name? Tall Boy. Spelled like it sounds? Yes. And then I was like, well, then I didn't want
to... We had to check in, and Tony says to the guy, he's like, your first name? He's like, Tony. Last name? Tall Boy. Just spelled like it sounds? Yes.
Thanks, Randy. Well, I'm glad that he didn't raise me too much, but then when he gave us the cards for the draw, because I have my real name on my email, I was like, well, I can't put my real name, and then my other one is like Slavering Ghoul. And I was like, I can't do that one, so I started looking for my phone for like the Smuggle Hunks email, and I couldn't find that, so I was like, great, now I gotta go with Vodka Frog. So I'm glad that there wasn't too much of like. Anyways, Jesus. I couldn't reveal my true identity to Long McQuade, but
because they didn't make it clear if we entered these ballots and we were just contacted afterwards. You're saying that's
what I figured. I figured it was like, okay, well, good luck. See ya. I'm not gonna hear about this ever.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking like, oh no, now I gotta go home and change the message on my phone so that if you call me, it doesn't say my real name.
Yeah.
I've got to be Tony Tallboy on my phone.
Tony had to develop a whole new identity because
I had to develop my persona in every aspect of my life so that Randy wouldn't know that what my real name is.
God.
So we got to the end.
Yeah.
And they decided to do a draw.
Learned a couple things.
It was a lot of good information. Caleb's more the editor. And by that I mean Caleb's the editor. So I kind of just wrote down bullet points for stuff that we could look up if we really were struggling. And then I devolved into doodling. Because my brain,
he gave us a lot of info.
A lot of information, and it was all Greek to me, and nothing to speak to his skill as a lecturer. I was just like, this is all Greek, and I felt my soul being depressed, so I had to turn to doodling.
Yeah. So I know more about this because I've been studying, researching, I guess, how to do the mics, how to make them work, the interfaces you need, and all this stuff, latency shit that I didn't know before so much, and compressors and blah blah blah. So as I was listening to them, to me it was kind of all these like thumbs up, like all right, you're on the right path, like So it was kind of odd that because I knew, it's like then I didn't learn as much because I already knew a good chunk of the stuff. There was a couple key points like that loop back. That was. And
I honestly, me learning about bitrate, I was like, oh, so it's FPS but for sound.
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, I did learn a few things, but then later on, I'm sure everybody understands, like, when you're listening to something new for a period of time, because it was about an hour and a half lecture. Well, closer to 2 hours, really, because I remember him being like, all right, we got to wrap up. It's 8:30. All right, so heading into this.
I'm just going to show you how to upload
And the seats, God bless you, Long McQuade, the seats are functional. They're not.
Oh, we got the bunk ones. I was looking at the seats of the people in front of me.
Oh no, I was looking with licking my chops, just being like, oh.
Dude, it was like pushing me off and sucking me in at the same time. I don't fucking know what witchcraft they had going on, but
I'm a heavy guy, but I have no ass, so I don't have the cushion necessary to like shield my body from its sheer weight.
Yeah,
like the Lord wants me to be standing more often than not, I think. But so we get to the end of the lecture, and Randy, our man Randy, who he knows how to write down a name, how it sounds.
Yep. No flies
He
on
was
Randy.
a really kind man.
Yeah.
He seemed really fun. I think if we go back, it's going to be cool to get to know him.
Yeah, give him a sticker or something.
We're not getting you to commit to anything, Randy, just so you know. Like, be our friends.
Yeah.
But we get to the end, and Randy says, okay, it's time for the draw, which to me was kind of like, oh. And then so Randy goes, what are we drawing for, Jesse? And Jesse goes, oh, well, they can just pick whatever they want. Now, pick whatever they want were one of 4 brand new microphones on a table next to the projector screen. Mm-hmm. And who do you know gets picked first from the ballot? Our man Caleb here.
Caleb.
So
They all clapped.
everyone clapped.
I went up.
Asked the right. I'm glad that you went up and were like asking questions.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, you need to suss out which one we need, boy.
Because the whole time I was thinking, this is for a gift card. This is for a gift card.
Yeah.
And it caught me off guard when it was like, what are we picking for? Microphones? I'm like, microphones? And then Caleb, like, fucking hell.
Like,
so now I'm suddenly like, yeah, I didn't even really assess what the hell's on this table.
Yeah.
So I go up and I knew that the microphone we've been using here was a condenser. So
yeah.
I just was like, yo, we've been using the blue ball. Is this the most, like, is this the closest to what we were using? And you're like, yep. And so I just... Okay, cool. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Took it. Yeah, I won this. Yeah. So I went and sat down. I honestly thought that was the end of it, really. Yeah. And then it was like, okay, we're going to pull another name. And when he went, even though I knew that the other 4 mics were up there, I thought the other name was for, like, you know, you get a gift card. So my mind just kept going to gift card. Because in my mind it was like, there's no way they're giving away 4 microphones.
To me, it was so unlikely that I would win anything. I was like, oh, there's a draw. And, like, my mind was just like, anything else after that, I know I'm not going to win. Yeah. I was a bit too negative, for sure. Yeah. But, like, I was just like, I'm not going to win. Like, my mind was on some frivolous thing. Like, I think if I really thought about it, I would have been like, oh, a gift card or... Yeah. You know, a coupon or something.
You were just thinking, I'm not winning. I'm
not winning, I'm here for
the next person gets a gift card in my mind, and the person after that gets a fucking pack of guitar picks or something. Like,
that's a firm handshake from Randy.
Yeah. Because I was just thinking, like, it made sense. They had the microphone lot, and it's like, all right, you pick one, and the next person, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And maybe they just had variety of mics so that you could get one that was suited to what you're doing. Yeah. So he pulls another ballot, and...
it was... I think maybe not use all the real names, but yeah, I don't know I think it was the older French gentleman. Okay. And then it was Kathleen, I think was her name. Yeah. And then the last microphone was up for grabs.
And doesn't he say Tony?
And wouldn't you know, Smuggler's Cove won twice that day.
We got an upgrade from the gods.
Really, though, if there was ever a doubt in our minds that we should be podcasting, well, I think honestly, there
hasn't been. But if there was,
everything just keeps coming up in spades. Yeah. So Caleb got the condenser. I ended up with a dynamic microphone,
which was fitting because when I was mentioning that we were looking at mics in the first place. It was partly due to you talking about these guys that you saw. Pardon me. Yeah. We were kind of trying to figure out what mics they had
and how to use them. Mind you, we still have to figure out how we're going to do the upgrade because that's the thing we have to figure out now.
Mm-hmm. So we realized that there was 2 different mics. There's dynamic and condenser. Yeah. So I think the guys we were watching were using. I don't know if they were using condenser or dynamics, but
well, I would say almost because. They might have the same on yours because mine says, like, it shows that it's a super cardioids, right? So it shows in one direction.
Yes, everything.
It might. I think condensers are
the one that has all the options.
I think it has the this one is a condenser because it goes like woo. Yes. Right. Yeah. So dynamic, I think my guess is those boys that I saw on the podcast are using dynamic because it seems like those would be very omni. Or unidirectional. Yeah. Right? Because they want it right in here. And then we were kind of like, we smoke a lot. I don't know if we want dynamic mics right in front of our face, but...
That was our dilemma, because they had their mics right up there. And it's like, well, I'm fucking bringing this cigarette up all the time. And I liked the idea of just having the mic here. and the audio is honestly, God bless the Blue Ball. It's done its job, and it's done fairly well.
But this one we can paint.
Yeah, this one we can paint. Touche, my man. Touche.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we each got basically two different types of microphones, which is perfect because now we can experiment, learn, and know which one works in the ways. Just know both how they work. And
wow, that's cool too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, worst comes to worst, we don't like one. We can sell it.
We're not fucking selling God's gift.
But
get out of here, Satan.
Fair enough. That was
yeah.
That's true because we're gonna. I'm sure we're gonna figure out a use for this.
We'll find use. We will probably learn how to hook both these up, and I think that theoretically it is feasible or possible that we would use two mics and they could be different. Like I don't think that would blow up the computer or anything. We'll just have to check the sound quality.
285 grams.
285 grams.
Yeah, that's what it weighs.
Good lord.
Yeah. Yours comes in a wonderful case.
Mine's 280 grams. This TM, that's Italian for grams.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Tascam. Classic Italian made.
So mine only... You know what? I'm sticking with it. You can do your bit on your own.
Okay.
Anyway, but actually, I feel bad for saying we could sell it. I can't see myself giving up this piece of equipment.
Yeah, this is...
If only for just a keepsake, but I definitely want to put this thing to use because what better way to use God's gifts than to use God's gifts? There's a parable actually in the Bible about the well, yeah, because there's the master goes away and he gives one guy 20 talents, and then he gives another guy 10 talents, and he gives another guy 1 talent. So one guy, he goes and he invests and he buys businesses and he multiplies the talents by a huge amount. The next guy, he does kind of the same thing, I think, but he earns lesser, but he still doubles the price doubles what he gave. The other dude goes, digs a hole, and throws the money in. And so then the master comes back and he's like, "All right, I gave you guys money. What'd you do with it?" One guy's like, "Yo, dog, check out all this bling." And he's like, "You're a great servant." And then the other guy's like, "Yo, master, check it out. I got slightly lesser bling, but still a lot of bling." And he's like, "Yo, yo, yo, yo." And then the third guy's like, "I put your shit in a hole, dog. It's all here for you." And he goes, "You fucking mook. You should have put it in a bank. I would have gotten interest at least. You suck." And so I don't want to be the third servant. I want to put God's gift to good use.
Third servant sounds like Buffalo Bill. I put it in a hole.
Put it in a hole, son.
Yeah, I'd fuck me. What?
I dress me with talents of gold. So we're going to do an unboxing. Mm-hmm. But we're going to flip a coin.
We are going to flip a coin.
To see which one we unbox first. Do you have a preference for our side of the coin, Caleb?
I'm going to go with yes.
You're going to go with yes? Yeah. Okay. You're up first, buddy.
I am?
Yep. Yes! Yeah, you are!
So, I need a little ditty kissing this. Et voila!
Oh man, that's so cool that it comes in a case.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to fucking Reno to gamble or something. Or I'm leaving Reno with...
I feel like you've left Reno. You've already gone to gamble. And by gamble, I mean go to a free seminar and receive gifts.
Dun, 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 dun. So...
Ooh, an owner's manual.
This idiot... my best friend... was reading the contents of the box right before we're about to record and says, "Oh, a stand," and then begins to open the fucking... Tony, what are you doing?
Wait for the podcast.
Fucking unboxing. Oops. Open the box before the unboxing.
Just because you saw it stand in an owner's manual.
We were both glad it came with the stand, mind you.
Yeah, it was good news, but there was a time and a place.
So we got the pop screen.
What does that do?
It helps or it mitigates those. Yeah.
Oh, the de-esser.
The de-esser.
A term we learned. Thank you to Jesse, the lecturer. You did a really good job. Thanks, buddy.
We did retain stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got the pop screen. We got the shock absorbent stand thingy.
Ooh.
That's fucking, feel the weight on that.
Ooh.
That's no fucking.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
So one of those ends presumably goes onto the mic stand. The boom
stand.
Yeah. Oh man. La pièce de résistance. The microphone itself. Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel like a G already. God damn. Oh, look at that. I don't know if that'll ever show up on camera for them, but you can see it. You can fucking see the inside.
Oh!
Good.
Neateroni.
Christ.
That's rad.
That is fucking badass.
That's cool, man. Smugglers Cove.
Yeah, that's...
Wow.
That's that.
That's... Yeah. I'll fold these back.
I'll see how this... I feel like there's threads in here, because I was looking, I was like, why is there threads here? Because typically it's just... It plugs in.
Right, but if it's shock absorbent, it would need to...
thread itself into its own fucking case.
So it stays shock absorbed.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did it come with a cord?
No. Beggars can't be choosers, but we do have some cords, and we will probably have to get an audio interface, I believe.
Thread adapter.
Our next step, but yeah, this... I don't know how these... I'm gonna be doing some figuring out here.
Yeah.
If these cocksuckers made it so you gotta buy a fucking Tascam boom arm and nothing else, wouldn't be surprised. However...
Well, I mean, at the same time...
The biggest chunk of...
a large amount of our expenditure has been mitigated.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'm still just glowing, man. And this has the high gain bypass that he's talking about.
Yeah. What one was that again?
It basically doesn't pick up the lower frequencies.
Okay.
So any of the, like, I don't know, like foot stomping or like shit like that.
Oh, dope. So, maybe it'll keep us from hearing like the...
Yeah.
And when I'm just jamming this cigarette down.
Fucking hell. Dude. Black's not my favorite color, but I don't even feel bad holding this at all.
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, and it'll be purple soon enough.
That's true. Bada boom.
Bam.
Or it'll have the Smuggler's Cove sticker on it.
Could be both.
Yeah, could be both. Why not?
Well, you know, we could get... That's something we can discuss now.
There we go. So, yeah, without further ado,
the Tascam that comes with a mini desk stand and an owner's manual
that you're just finding out.
I'm just finding out about right now. Ooh, the owner's manual. Read the instructions. Keep these instructions. Heed all worries. Follow all instructions. Do not use this apparatus near water. Clean only with dry cloth. I love that. I love that it's like the 3 rules of Fight Club. Read these instructions. Keep these instructions. Follow all instructions. Alright, so... Here's our cord, our cable.
Alright, you got a cable.
Yeah, I got a cable. They want me to hit the ground running, son.
They do.
They do not want me to put this in a hole. Especially not a wet hole. It's even a sexy cable.
Shit.
Like...
Oh, yeah.
That's dope.
Damn.
Jeez. Jeez Louise. And then this is... Ooh! The mini desk stand.
It is a mini desk stand.
That is, man. That is, dog. And then we have... This one's a shock absorbent too, it looks like. Bam.
It's like a fucking IKEA box. Can't get shit back in the right way.
And for la pièce de résistance. My Tascam microphone.
Oh,
Also pretty dope.
definitely pretty dope.
Yeah, man. That's pretty cool. Smugglers Cove. Yeah. That's so neat. I can't believe that this is real.
Oh man, this is just
Okay, and mine doesn't have, like, you don't thread it in. It has a
yes, yeah.
neat.
It's more traditional to what I've seen, at least.
Well, I've seen nothing, so
Yeah.
oh, right,
Yeah.
because real people do this.
Weight distribution.
Yeah, real people know how to do that.
Fuck.
It's almost like we're becoming a real podcast. Thank you, Long McQuade. That made our
Fucking year.
I'd say, like, the year's only just begun. We're 3 months in, and wow, Rick.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Good goddamn.
that's so special.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's great.
Thank you.
And Lise, if you're watching this, thank you for watching this, and it was such a pleasure to talk to you and John at the seminar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're going to be covering abandoned towns in the U.S., but if the subject comes up, I'm sure we'll think of you, man.
Yeah, yeah. And Leonard, it was a pleasure talking to you and hearing a little bit about your history and sharing some of my own. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It was so neat too, because when we won, I kind of felt bad that we won twice. So I was kind of like asking Caleb, should we give away a microphone? Caleb's like, no, man. Like, come on, we got this. Like, and then I thought that maybe people would be a bit bitter. No,
No.
Everyone was so excited for us, and that was such a heartwarming exhibition of just true good-natured humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really was. My heart was warmed. A heartwarming. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
No,
Whatever.
it
It was wholesome. It was wholesome and heartwarming.
True.
And it was so neat to actually meet and greet people that are maybe not in podcasts, but like even that, man, it's just neat to
They were interested
and
we
share and hand out some stickers.
Yeah. Yeah, because it felt like genuine interest. They came up to us afterwards and asked us, what we've done. And I think we were the only ones there that had a podcast, like, rolling,
Yeah, it's hard to say that. I have a feeling the hallucination man is probably a drummer or does heavy metal electric guitar.
Yeah, he's definitely done something, but just, there was we didn't meet, like, another version of us there, I guess. No. What I was trying to say. Like, there wasn't somebody else that was, had their stuff going, and so
yeah,
it was just awesome to just be, have that interest, and they asked us. We had stickers, hand out the stickers, had some chit chats with the people, and it was just absolutely wonderful. It was nothing like. It's almost ironic that you're like, did the filter come out? Oh, sorry, dude.
It's okay. It's okay.
No,
it's not. It's good.
It's almost ironic that you're like, I thought people would be bitter, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of logical, but then also like, fuck kind of world we live in it. I'm getting a little bit, but
it's not like
you're not without merit. But
we didn't hand Randy a $5.
Yeah, and it's not like we were gonna be upset about somebody else winning stuff or something like that. But
no, but I find, like, for me, like, again, I did not believe for a minute I was going to be winning anything. So I was like, cool, I'm going to watch people win. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, that, to me, it's just like, all right, well, that's just how my life goes. I'm not going to win anything anyway, so it's no
just
point being bitter about it.
Expecting people to be as decent as you are.
Well, I mean, when you say it like that, it's like I walk into the room just like, you're all pieces of garbage. That's not fair.
Why are you being happy that I won? Like, That's just fucking...
It reminds me of, have you ever watched Megamind?
Oh.
Will Ferrell plays this big-headed blue alien.
Okay.
And at the end of the movie, he's defeated the bad guy, and he's used to being the bad guy, the supervillain. That was his whole shtick.
Yeah.
And everyone's like crowding around him and his love interest. And they're like, yeah! And he's like, get back, you savages! And like, he pulls a gun on them. And she goes, he's not used to positive reactions. And it's basically me. Like, what's going on? Like,
why are you kind?
Why are you kind, decent, good people? But we did meet some really great people today.
We surely did.
What a good way to spend the weekend, man.
Yeah. Well, it's just fucking wonderful. So, to you, viewers, if you're in Moncton and you're thinking about checking out a seminar in the Long McQuade Music Centre, go for it. And if you didn't know that they host such seminars, now you do.
Yeah, there's a lot of information. I think, honestly, we need to keep our ear to the ground on that.
Yeah.
And see what else we can learn, because there seems to be a wealth of information about that. And I mean, me considering starting a musical instrument, I'm sure that they have more, classes geared towards that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, give it a check out.
But watch out if we walk into the room, because we're going to win the draws.
No. We got what we need.
Yeah, there's no need for us to be greedy.
Yeah.
We
won't say no.
No, we won't say no, but the Lord provides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it is.
So thank you, Long McQuade. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jesse, for giving us such good information. And yeah, this has been a special rendition of Smuggler's Cove.
Smuggler's Cove.
Yeah. See you soon, guys. And the next episode, we'll probably have some things up and running.
Will be a treat.
Yeah.
You're watching our progress with us. You're here for it. Yeah.
We're chronicling it.
Yeah.
In real time.
A digital journal. Video journal.
Basically.
Vlog. God.
I'm so glad that those really aren't too much of a thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or are they?
Oh, they're around. If
oh, definitely there are,
yeah. Yeah, those things won't die easy.
No.
Occasionally they're interesting. It's just the person has to be interesting, I guess. And that is the joy of the internet. It includes all of us.
Well, and
interesting or not interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how mukbangs got off the ground, but
fetishes.
That I do think
most of
plays a part in that. Yeah,
that get off the ground via questionable means have some sort of
questionable
roots.
Content comes from the attention of questionable characters, perhaps.
Depravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, depravity.
Love you all.
Love you all, guys. Thank you so much.
Play us out.
Please do, sir.